In 2024, my online fitness coaching business made me over six figures at 21 years old. And this year, it's going to make me over $500,000. And if you are in shape and you want time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, then the best business model for you to start and grow is going to be an online fitness coaching business. And last Sunday, I hosted the best live free training on how to sign your next or first 10 high ticket fitness coaching clients. And that means clients that are paying you $1, $2, $3, $4,000 per program. And on this live event, what we went over is the three things you need to understand. Number one is going to be the acceleration content funnel. That's actually how to create content that's not only going to build awareness and attraction to your social media profile, but also nurture these people and actually convert them into clients. So now you're no longer just posting content hoping that something happens. You're not actually making content that's going to attract your ideal client. Now, how do you sell that high ticket program? You define that high value transformation. And that's the second thing we went over, is how to define a high value transformation that you can actually attach a $3,000 price tag to. In the third part of this video, we went over the acceleration acquisition system. So how to actually be getting DMs each and every single day, and inbound DMs, not reaching out to people reaching out to you, booking in calls with you, and buying your coaching program each and every single day. So you guarantee that you are signing at least 3 to 4 high ticket clients each and every single month. So in this video, it's gonna be a bit long, but it's gonna be the whole entire breakdown. So with that being said, if you're ready to make some money, if you are in shape, let's get right into it. So welcome to how to sign your next 10 high ticket fitness coaching clients in 2025, okay? It's a little bit different from the last live training we did. That one was extremely valuable. It was really good, but I promise you this one's going to be so much more in depth. Okay. You know, a lot of people, they get really confused on how to sign high ticket fitness coaching clients. Again, guys, this is anywhere from like $1,000 to $3,000 per client. Like that's what you're cash collecting per sales call you get on and per client, right? A lot of people get confused on, okay, how do you charge somebody that much for fitness coaching? You know, a lot of people get stuck at that $200, $250, $300 a month mark. And maybe, you know, you sell some 3-month, 6-month programs. But what I've experienced in my own personal fitness coaching business and a lot of people I worked with is, you know, first off, they struggle to sell these, you know, programs, you know, paid in full. Paid in full is pretty much, okay, somebody's going to lock in a 3 or a 6-month or a 12-month program for you, and they're going to pay it all up front, right? What I struggle with and a lot of people struggle with is they struggle just selling month to month. Right? Or they struggle just selling, you know, 3 months, 6 months for like not a lot of money, you know, they're giving a big discount on it, right? But the best lever you can pull in your business is always just increasing prices, right? So I'm going to teach you exactly how to turn that passion you have for fitness and that physique you have worked so hard on into cold, hard cash. Because that's what I did. Like, ask yourself realistically right now, what makes me different from you? What makes you different from anybody else successful out there, right? There's going to be probably a lot of negative beliefs that will come to your mind. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Remove those. I want those to be removed right now. Because you can either hold yourself back or you can allow yourself to become successful, right? And I had that limiting mindset for so long that, you know, oh, I just can't go high ticket. These other people can, but I can't. Then I removed that negative belief and I thought to myself, how can I do that? And then I overcame the obstacle. I went high ticket. Okay. And anybody who's asking questions, I see a couple questions coming in. Hold them till the end. We have the Q&A at the very end. Okay. Stay till that. But this can be a step-by-step guide. And this is the new meta to print online fitness coaching clients that anyone can execute on in 2025. Meta is like the best way to go about something, right? Like you play a video game. There's always like, you know, the best strategy to, I don't know what it may be, collect the most cash in GTA or something like that. There's always a best strategy out there. And right now, I'm going to break down the simple 3-step process, okay? These 3 things you got to understand if you want to conquer this meta and sign these high-ticket fitness coaching clients. This is exactly what I discovered just around 6 months ago. And it changed my life. Okay, so let's get into it. This is the best opportunity in 2025, though, fitness coaching, in my personal opinion. I really do think it is. You know, it's still blowing up. This industry, this business model, it's still blowing the fuck up at the moment. Right? A lot of people think it's oversaturated. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of people trying to get into it. Why? Because it's a good opportunity. And that means it's proven, right? If it wasn't oversaturated, it wouldn't be a proven industry that you can make money in. So feel glad that it's oversaturated. But understand, as long as you like go about things correctly, right? It's so easy to conquer. I just showed you guys. I literally showed you guys your competition. Everyone typed the one, where there's a small amount of people who typed the two, which is fine. You can change that today. There's a lot of people thinking about it and kind of acting like it online, but there's not a lot of people actually making a lot of money. So you can go in with this information today and capture a piece of the marketplace. It's so simple. So there's a lot of demand going on right now because summer's here, right? Summer's coming around. There's going to be, dads, middle-aged men, even young kids who want to get in shape. And yeah, believe it or not, there's 18, 19, 20-year-olds who are going to have the cash to pay for high-ticket fitness coaching. Some people get that in their mind that, oh, my ideal clients, or the people reaching out to me, they're broke because they're 18 years old. Bro, I've hopped on calls with 18-year-olds who have like sometimes more money than me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? So don't worry about that. Okay. We're gonna break down the content funnel, and that's gonna really help you actually speak to the people with the money, regardless of their demographic. But yeah, this is a great time to conquer this because summer's right around the corner. It would have been a better time to start, last month on, the last live training. But if you didn't, best time to plant the tree was yesterday. Today is another good time, right, guys? And you can make real life changing money with your passion. That's what it was always about for me. Going back on my story, I'll go more in depth here in a moment, but I was trying so many different business models, man. I've sold t-shirts, I've sold like even programs, I've done different things, man. I tried drop shipping, I tried day trading, I lost money in all of it. But why did the fitness coaching business, work out well for me, and why is it going to work out for you? Because you're actually passionate about it. It's your strongest skill set. You've been in the gym for years. It's been the thing you've been the most consistent with, and the thing you most love and most deeply understand. So why not pick that business model? Why pick something else? I don't get it, right? And you only need 3 to 4 clients a month to start making $10,000 a month. Sometimes people say, oh, I need 20, 30 clients to make 10K a month. I'm like, brother, if you go that route, yeah, you do. But if you try this route right here, you only need 3 to 4 a month to make $10,000. It's that simple. It's that simple. Sometimes you just need a shift of perspective to actually see how these people online, these fitness coaches, are making so much money. Okay? So let's get into it. Let's do the math though. It's just 4 clients at $2,500 every month, right? If you can sell a 6 month program for $2,500 to 4 people a month, that's $10,000. That's one person a week. And I want to make that so simple to understand, right? If you just focus on one person a week inside of your audience, inside of your DMs, if you just focus on him, it's going to be so easy to get him to sign, right? I'm going to break that down in the client acquisition part of things, which is going to be a little bit later in the presentation. But a lot of people are kind of just shit posting content, hoping that people sign up. Okay, I'm giving you that strategy to actually pinpoint, like a really small amount of people in your audience. So you speak super directly and clearly to them. And so they feel heard. And then you heavily nurture them. You build a lot of trust, right? And you provide a lot of education. Now they're like, okay, I really like this guy. I really trust him, right? He seems to know his shit. They get on a call with you, right? They're heavily nurtured and they just want to go. It's that simple. People overcomplicate all the time. It's that simple. 4 people, right? But once your content actually is directed towards them, and once your client acquisition and also offer is directed towards them, right? It's so simple to sign them up. Client example though, Ari joined last month, has closed 4 clients for $2,000. And it's really not that hard, right? Before that, he was struggling to close clients. He was reaching out to them. He was running like $2,000 a month in paid ads. $2,000 a month in paid ads. Guys, I've never even like I've ran some ads, but like literally just for the fuck of it. I think I think you should go organic, but I've never even spent close to that. I've maybe spent like, I don't know, $50 a day. Ari was doing 2,000 a month. Literally still couldn't even sign clients. So what changed though? His content, his offer, and his client acquisition just all aligned to a small niche group of people. So they felt heard and they felt like, okay, Ari's program, this is just what I'm looking for. And when you get somebody to be like, this is just what I'm looking for, that's when that high ticket price tag is worth it, right? And that's when they take action. That's why it was so easy. We literally let out the entire process and it crushed it. He actually quit his job. We'll go into that later. But today's agenda, okay? Get ready for these nuggets and these gems. I want to run you guys through how this is going to look. Make sure you stay till the end for the Q&A. See you guys asking questions, Q&A later. Number one is going to be my background. I want to really quick go over my story once again. Some of you guys, you've been following me for years. Some of you guys just found me. I want to make sure you understand actually who Ryan Johnson is and let you know that I do come from like where you're from. I'm no different. I didn't grow up with money. I didn't grow up with any good circumstances that helped me achieve this. Probably even grew up in a worse scenario. We'll see. But number two, the 3 steps to sign your next 10 high ticket fitness coaching class in 2025. We're going to break down 3 things. Step number one is the acceleration funnel. Okay, that's going to be all about creating the funnel in your ecosystem of content to actually attract people, nurture them, and then close them, like turn them into clients. Number two is going to be the high value transformation. If you want to go high ticket, you got to be providing a high value transformation, right? If you're just selling fitness coaching, then you're capped out at 200, 250, 300 a month. That's where I was stuck. And as soon as I just shifted my perspective, and I also looked at my buying decisions, but as soon as I just shifted my perspective and looked at my transformation and realized, oh, it wasn't just meal plans and training programs that got me here. There was a lot more. And then I summarized all of that into a high value transformation. And I told my audience about it. And then I told people on the calls with it. And then my coaching business actually provided the step-by-step guide to make a transformation like myself. That's when people felt heard by it. And that's when people actually wanted to buy into it, right? If you have an audience online and they're not buying your coaching or they're saying, I got to think about it or not paying high ticket, it's because they're following you for your transformation, and then you're just selling the meal plans and training programs when they want to make a transformation like you. So, step number two is really important. Step number three is the acceleration acquisition system, because once you got the content in place, once you get the high value transformation in place, how do you actually acquire the clients? That's a big aspect of this. How do you connect the content to the offer? Okay, the acceleration acquisitions, everything in between to get DMs flowing in each and every single day and booked in calls coming in each and every single day. Okay, guys, are you excited? Drop a W in the chat if you're excited. Drop a N in the chat if you aren't excited. All right, what's going on? How you doing, G? Let's go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, boys, let's get into it. So here's a quick story about me. Okay, let's go into it. I want to talk about how I went from literally just an average kid and working, odd jobs, unfulfilling jobs, minimum wage jobs. I had some really just some jobs I hated, man. At 20 years old, when I was writing this, I didn't even realize that I was still working a job at 20 years old. I'm 21 right now. I was still working a job when I was 20 years old. It's been about a year, a little over a year since my life has really changed to $50,000 a month at 21, living my dream life here in Miami and pulling up in a 101 Corvette C8 to the gym. It's baller, man. I always say that, and this is how my mindset always was. This is why I say get badass, You build this dope physique. You pull up not in a dope car, man. You build the dope physique because you're trying to pull up, right? You're trying to pull up on people. You're trying to pull up to the gym looking jacked, right? But then you hop out your car and it's just like, yeah, it's regular. That was always my mindset about it. But going back, man, 17 years old, I was lost in life, man. I was probably like a lot of you guys. I was addicted to weed, nicotine. I was in a relationship all the time. I just had so many bad habits, vices, addictions, because my growing up, my background was never good. Nobody in my family was into fitness. Nobody in my family made money. My dad was the breadwinner, and he made $50,000 a year. We had Christmases paid for. We got food stamps. I'm not shitting you. I remember boxes coming to our house with food that had the labels crossed off, and it always confused me. I never understood why other people bought us food, other people bought us Christmases, and then my dad and my mom, who worked all day just to come home and hate their life and have to smoke weed and drink alcohol to numb their emotions. I couldn't understand why they would work all day and still be broke. That angered me when I was young. And I started to go down a bad path for a while because I just thought my life sucked. I was like, all right, unlucky spawn point, whatever. I started smoking weed at 13 years old, vaping, getting into relationships, and just all around being a loser. I'm sure some of you guys can kind of relate to a similar story like that. And then, progressing forward, family split up at 15. And at 18 years old, I lost my sister. And a little background before that, I just graduated. I got a job working at Dick's Sporting Goods. That's it right here. You can kind of see it. As you can see, I'm giving the bird to the camera because I always knew it was going to be F these jobs. I always knew it from the very beginning. And you're probably like that as well. You're like, I know I'm going to make the change one day, but it comes down to the day when you decide to take action, right? And so I got that job, and like 2 weeks into it, my sister got in a bad car accident. I won't go into the whole backstory about that, but she was going down a bad path as well. And then when that happened, everything changed. Why did everything change? Not only because I didn't want to end up in that same spot as her, but when I was a kid, she told me that I was 11 years old. She told me that I'm gonna have to become the man for this family. I never understood what that mean, but that quote, that saying, that I remember that vision so clearly. When she told me that, and when she passed away, it was just going through my head day and day, like every single day. Like I laid in bed for a week. I'm trying to get it out without getting too emotional. I laid in bed for an entire week when that happened, and that I just kept going through my mind. And literally that week is when I decided to make the change. I started morning journaling. I started to work on myself and started to try to figure my life out. That's when this whole self-improvement journey started. And that's when, all of the value I've been building up to be a fitness coach, but also now to mentor other people, really started. And it was a slow grind. It was a slow grind for a long time. I've been posting content for over 4 years now, but I never started making money with it just until about 2 years ago. Today's June 1st. I made my first $833 online. It would have been, I believe it was July. July is when I did my show of 2023, and that was the first month I made money. So I went from working a job to $50,000 months in like less than 2 years, right? But I also want to mention that I went from like 3K months to 10K months in 30 days, like 6 months ago. Everything picked up really quick. I figured out the couple $1,000s with the online fitness coaching business on my own, and then a mentor helped me out to get to the $10,000 months, and then from there, simply just the law of momentum, everything's built up. The first $10,000, guys, it's the hardest. It's the hardest, but after that, your life just changes. And so, yeah, I got the mentor, and he helped me make my first $10,000. I came out here to Miami, and then I've been scaling up ever since. And now we're at $50,000 a month. That's what we generated in June. Absolutely amazing. And we're helping other coaches generate up to $10,000 as well, pulling up in a one-on-one Corvette. So it's been a long grind, but man, as long as you are like, this is what I want, and I'm gonna stick to it, and I'm gonna go all in, and you literally just commit to being an action taker towards becoming the best version of yourself, that's all it takes to become a coach. I want you to understand that. That's all it takes to become a coach. Your coaching value literally comes from just living a life. Like that's where your value comes from. It comes from living a life. And I try to get this in people's mind. I want to say this really quick, and then we'll move on. Try to get this in people's mind. The fact that you aren't taking those risks, the fact that you aren't playing it big, the fact that you're literally just limiting your own mindset and not overcoming your own problems is exactly why you're not getting paid as much as you want to get paid. If you want to get paid more, you got to be the guy who's taking the most action. You got to be the guy who's going big or going home. Right? You got to be the guy who's taking those risks and going on that journey in life and just saying, you know what, fuck it. Because then you become exceptional. And if you want to become the exception in terms of how much money you make, you got to become exceptional. And so if there's one thing I can not only, tell you guys before we get into it, but leave you guys with today, it is literally to take massive action and go after exactly what you want in life, regardless of these dumb society norms and this limiting mindset that, like, I feel like, let's say, the Matrix, holds us to. I see it all the time. Okay, I want you guys to believe in yourself so heavily because, without the belief, and the reason I got this tattoo right here, in God I trust, and without faith inside of yourself and faith in the greater power that it's going to work out, it's going to be damn near next to impossible to make this work out. Okay, so right now, just think to yourself, I'm going to make it happen. I want you to say it out loud. I'm going to make it happen. Not only for myself, but for my family and for my future family. Because I know a lot of you guys, you got a big burden to carry. A lot of you guys, I know, you don't come from the best situation. I get it. And that's why I'm doing this live training to help you guys out as much as possible because this changed my life and I want to make sure it changes yours too. So that's my background, but let's get into pillar one, which is going to be the acceleration funnel. Okay. Really important to understand. And I want to say something here really quick. Okay. You guys may see me. I got 136,000 followers and I want to bring it back. It was 1.5 years ago, I gained all those followers and I made no money. I made no money. I kept chasing the followers thinking that I would finally start making money. It never made me money, right? And now you look at my account, I still got those followers, but now you look at my account, my videos don't get as many views as they used to. They don't get as many likes, right? But it's because I'm speaking very specifically to specific people who are going to want to buy my service, right? And without this acceleration funnel, you're going to do the same thing I did. Posting online, not making money. But with this acceleration funnel, you're going to post strategically online and it's going to capture the attention of the people who are going to get nurtured by your content funnel and then get in your DMs, hop on a call, and buy your coaching, right? Like these videos right here, 4,000, 7,000, 6,000 views. This is probably similar to what you're getting, right? But these videos right here generated me $50,000 a month at the moment. And these videos are also going to generate me $100,000 as well. And then even up to 1 million. All right? It doesn't matter just about the views. It matters about the reverse psychology you put into your content. And that's what I'm going to be breaking down. So the acceleration funnel is the method of creating a content ecosystem on your social media pages that strategically turn followers into paying clients by designing content that moves them forward from discovering you to trusting you to buying you. So we're about to break it down, but this whole idea behind the acceleration funnel, which is a fancy word for it, but the actual, real word would be an offer-based funnel, right? So you're making content for your offer to attract people, right? Have people discover you. And then once those people discover you, they consume all of your content in your ecosystem, so they start to trust you more. To build trust, it's literally as simple as having them consume your content. And then they're going to eventually buy from you once their trust is high enough and you have that client acquisition system in place as well. Okay? Does that make sense for everybody? Drop a little one in the chat if that makes sense. Drop a number 2 if you want me to break that down a tad bit more. Awesome, awesome. Okay, perfect. A lot more ones. I saw 1 too, but a lot more ones. Let's get into it. I think this will break it down. So the truth behind your content. Really important mindset shift to make here right now. Listen to this. Most people think this, and this is what I thought as well. And I know it's a lot of people who come to the mentorship, this is the way they're thinking as well. So put extreme importance on this. They think content first, right? Content's first, and then business is second. And that's exactly how you get stuck as a content creator and not a successful entrepreneur. Because you're putting content first, hoping that this content that you're just, throwing out there into the ether is gonna attract your ideal client, get him to take action and book in a call with you and buy your shit. It doesn't work that way. That's where I got stuck. That's where so many people get stuck. Yet when you make this mindset shift, right? And this is how the acceleration funnel works, is you define your business first. Who is this business for? Who does it help out? What's the transformation it's providing? Who would want to buy it, right? You define the business first, and then you create content for the business to attract clients into that business. That's a simple mindset shift you can make today to start making content that, hey, guess what? It's not going to go more viral. It may not even get more engagement, but what it will do is it will put money in your pockets, right? Because you are making content to attract somebody into your business. And that's how the best people in the world who are making a shit ton of money with fitness coaching online are doing it. They are making content for their business. They are not making content and then having a business. They define the business first, make content for it. This way, when somebody comes across your content and follows you, they get sucked into that content ecosystem that does exactly what it needs to accelerate. That's why we call it the acceleration funnel. To accelerate that time in between discovering you and then becoming a client of yours, right? If some of you guys have been posting content for a while, at least 3 months, and you still haven't made your first sale, or you still haven't made $10,000 a month, it's because you don't have the acceleration funnel in place. It's as simple as that, right? With the acceleration funnel, it's going to speed up that conversion. Because again, all it takes to get somebody to trust you and reach out to you and buy your shit is literally just getting them to consume enough content, but also the right content. And we'll break that down. But getting them to consume enough of the right content. And with this simple mindset tip, that's going to help you make it, okay? But why this matters? It's crucial to have in place because if you're still in the same spot you were 6 months ago, right? If you're still in the same spot in 6 months from now, why would anyone ever pay for your coaching? Let me hone in on that. If you, right, if people are following you right now, you got 1,000 followers at least, and they're watching you each and every single day. If you were still in the same spot in 6 months from now, right, at the beginning of 2026, why would somebody buy from you? That's why you think about it. Why would somebody buy from you? It doesn't make sense, right? People buy into your coaching because they see how much progress you're making and they think to themselves, well, he knows something that I don't. Because your physique progressed so much, because your life progressed so much, which by the way, takes making money with a fitness coaching business. If you want to heavily upgrade your life,
you got to make some damn money. So make sure you pay attention to this, but also your physique progress. If people don't see your life changing fast, they're going to get bored and they're not going to trust you. People buy from people making progress, and without this offer-based funnel in place, making progress as an entrepreneur is going to be next to impossible. And I know from experience, man, right? Even though people saw my physique upgrade extremely, and that's why I gained a whole bunch of followers, right? Come to realize people don't just buy in because you look good. People buy in because you're really able to help them out in life. And if you are struggling to help yourself out, to figure your own shit out, wherever situation you may be in, right? Maybe a financial struggle, maybe a location struggle, maybe you still hate that job. So you literally are just operating at a lower vibration of which you could be each and every single day, right? Then it's going to be hard to sign those clients because you're going to have a lack of conviction. You're going to have a lack of confidence. And that's going to translate through your content, but also on your sales calls. So this is extremely important. So the acceleration funnel is a simple three-part funnel that is designed to generate and nurture followers and then convert them into high-ticket clients. Does that make sense, boys? Because if it does, we're about to break it all down. So part one, top of the funnel content. The goal of top of funnel content is to bring awareness and attention to your profile, right? These are the videos, these are the photos that are gonna hit the algorithm a little. They're gonna get over 10,000, 20,000 views. And these types of videos, they don't tend to generate a whole bunch of clients, right? But they do build that awareness and attention to your profile. That's how you start to get those followers. They get interested inside of you, right? And you're gonna continuously upload top of funnel content while also uploading the content that's actually gonna drive conversion, right? But this content right here is all about building that awareness and attention. And this type of content style, it's so easy. It's entertaining. It's relatable. It's that viral type content you're already seeing online, right? That you could literally just take and make it your own. It's that inspirational or study type content that hits a pretty wide variety of people, right? So if you guys just quickly scroll through your For You page on Instagram and look at all the content that has 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 plus likes, that's top of funnel content. All that content you're seeing, you're not going to buy from those people right away. But if you were to drop that person a follow, right, and then you get inside of the ecosystem, you start watching their other content, you start watching their Instagram stories, now you're clicking on certain links, now they're getting you to do certain things, right? That's how they're moving you down a funnel. But it all starts with the top of funnel content. So if you take a look at your profile right now, I want you to ask yourself, do you have top of the funnel content in place? If you do, that's good. If you don't, then make sure you get top of the funnel content in place. But the key ingredients to this is to play into what you already see working well online, like I just said. Look at what's already working well in your industry and just play into it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And that's where so many people get stuck. They're trying to reinvent the wheel. Brother, just play into what's already working well online and interject your own character, your own mission, your own self, your own coaching business into it. It's that simple, right? Share bold opinions that spark controversy in the comments. That's a big one. Okay, you guys, I know all of you guys, you stand for something, you stand against something. You got bold opinions, but you're just scared to share them because you care about what other people think. You got to remove that. You want to be exceptional, you got to become the exception. Stop giving a fuck because guess what? The people who have something negative to say, they don't have money for you. They're broke. They're on their phone just complaining. Those aren't the people who got money, brother. Hate only ever comes from below. So share your bold opinions because that's exactly what is going to gain the right follow from the right person. Use relatable pain points so people drop you a follow, right? I'm always sharing my stories. I'm always sharing my struggles. Why? Because I know it's relatable to people and somebody else is going through that. And I know me, if I see somebody online sharing the pain point, sharing a struggle they went through that I relate with, I'm dropping them a follow, man. I think this person's a G. Not only do they have humility and they can be themselves online, but I relate to them. Make it entertaining so people watch all the way through. Okay, what does that exactly mean? Keep it short, keep it entertaining. Don't be like, oh, don't be taking long pauses and stuff like that. Like, keep it short, keep it quick, right? Use storytelling because since the dawn of time, stories have always been the strongest form of human communication. Go look on the caves from 500,000 years ago. What do they have? They have stories, right? They don't got writing, they got stories, man. Storytelling is the strongest form of human communication, so make sure you tell your story. Once again, why are people buying in? Because of your ability to make progress in life, to upgrade yourself physically, mentally, financially, lifestyle-wise, etc. This all goes into being a coach, okay? So use these stories inside of your content. I'm telling you right now, it will change everything. So yeah, Entertaining content, again, keeps the viewer engaged, relatable pain points, bold opinions, storytelling, etc. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a number 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Give me a number 2 if you want to retouch on it here really quick. Number 2 from Paul. Okay, we got a lot of number 1s. All right, Paul, save your question till the end. I'll make sure I answer. Okay, if you guys get any questions after I go over these things, make sure you wait till the end. I'm going to be answering all of them for at least 30 minutes. But that's top of funnel content. Okay, now we're going to go on to middle of the funnel content, right? Again, top of funnel, creating awareness and attention. Middle of the funnel content, the goal of this is to build deep rooted trust with your audience and then educate them on your offer as well. Now you got followers, now you got eyeballs. People are watching you, right? Now it's time to build trust with the people watching you and to start educating them on your offer. They got to know who you are. What do you do? Why do you do it? How do you sell it, right? How does it work out? They have to know that. If they have a lack of awareness and a lack of understanding of your offer, why would they ever reach out? It doesn't make sense, right? So this is why middle of the funnel content is important. And this type of content style, it's simple. It's literally just educational. It's literally just educational. And a lot of people, they kind of step away from the educational content because it doesn't hit the algorithm, it doesn't get the views and so on. Look at me, bro. This video right here got 5,000 views, 250 likes. Sometimes they can hurt my ego, somebody who has 136,000 followers. But guess what? I need that middle of funnel content if I want to grow my coaching business. So you need it as well. This is also the valuable type of content that's going to help your audience achieve their goals even without your coaching, right? Again, here's another thing you can do after this training today. Go look at your content profile and ask yourself, does my content help somebody in my audience actually make progress in life without my coaching, right? Look at the transformation you have made. Everything that has taken to get there, the mindset, the tools you've used, maybe it's morning journaling, the morning routine you've used, the training style, the nutrition, etc. If you aren't sharing that in your content and giving it to your people, then they're not going to be able to make a transformation with your content alone. And you need to provide value inside of your content to the point where they feel in debt to you and they also trust you now because they're like, okay, I implemented what, John said inside of his content and it changed my life. And his free shit helped me. I wonder what his paid shit's gonna do for me. That's the little question mark you gotta get your audience to start questioning is, okay, his free shit's helping me out so much. I wonder what his paid shit has to offer. That's really important for this content style. So the key ingredients of this is just teaching what you know. Teaching what you already know, right? You already have the skill set to make $10,000. You just got to teach it in your content. And then break it down as well. Break down the unique method or that process to help you achieve your transformational results, right? If you use morning journaling to dial yourself in and to overcome, maybe it was depression, then share that. But also share how it works and what it does for you. I want to hold on this one point. Educational content means nothing without a what, right? What is it going to do for you? That's what people need to understand. Okay. A lot of people, they just share their training, they share their diet, they share their habits, they share their mindset, but they don't include a what. Another good word is also a why. Why does this work? What does it do for you? People need to know the outcome. And that is what will get them to take action. So that's a key ingredient of that. So here's a really simple process, okay? Educate them, share your valuable knowledge. Build that trust through demonstrating expertise. Showcase you know more than them by sharing what you know, but then breaking it down. Showcase methods, reveal your unique process. They need to know step by step exactly what you've used to, go from skinny to jacked, to go from fat to shredded, to upgrade your mindset, to build your confidence, to overcome your depression, whatever it may be, they need to know that method. And provide the value, help them succeed. Once your content provides so much value that it helps them make a transformation on its own, that's when they're going to buy into your coaching. Does that make sense, guys? Type in number 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Type in number 2 if you want me to go over that again. Perfect. Paul's getting it. Awesome. Muhammad, Anthony, awesome. Lawrence, hell yeah. Perfect, guys. Perfect. Let's go on to part 3. So this is the bottom of funnel content. The goal of bottom of funnel content is to convert your highly nurtured viewers into paying high ticket clients. It's that simple, right? So this is going to be that really specific content. Okay. And this content style is your call to actions, your offer breakdowns. It's you just directly saying, this is for you if, right? This is extremely important because if people don't feel spoken to inside of your content, then they're not going to listen to you, right? Once you start to speak directly to your people, like really directly to them, really directly to their pain points and exactly what they want to achieve in life, that's when they're going to start taking action, right? But you got to call them out. You're a coach, right? You're a coach. You're not just an influencer online. You are a coach. You're trying to make a change in this world. So get disciplined in your content. Like get direct inside of your content. Showcase that aggressiveness you do have. That's what people love. People love that in coaches. Whenever you think about a coach, like an NFL coach or a boxing coach, what are they doing? They're screaming at their clients. They're being hard on them because love is not lies. You want to get your people to change. Your bottom of funnel content needs energy, but it also needs to have a call to action. Tell them exactly what that next step is. Tell them exactly how it works, your offer breakdown, and say who it's specifically for. This is for you if you're fat and you want to make a change and you're tired of it. And they're like, that is me. And I know how to make this change. I clearly understand it. So I'm going to reach out. So the key ingredients to this is just be direct, be precise, be persuasive, and clear to your audience. It's super key for the bottom of funnel content. So a person who would be a great fit for your coaching feels spoken to. And they clearly understand how you can help them out, and they know exactly the steps to take to get help and sign up. Right? Hope that makes sense. It's so simple to understand. So be direct. Clearly state who your offer's for and how it helps them out. Be precise. Explain exactly what they'll get and the transformation they will experience. That's what you need to hone in on. A lot of you guys are saying, DM me for one-on-one coaching. What you get is a meal plan and training program. Brother, that's not precise enough. You need to identify the transformation they're going to have because people are going to buy because of the outcome, not because of your fitness coaching, accountability, fitness meal plan. They don't care. They want the outcome. So be precise in the outcome. Be persuasive. Use compelling language that motivates action, that gets them to actually take action. And we understand this. These people are out of shape. Why? Why do you think people are out of shape? Because they aren't taking action. Literally, if you move around more, if you eat cleaner, and if you hit the gym more, guess what? You're going to be more in shape. And so then once you use reverse psychology to create your content, understand that the people in your audience who need fitness coaching, right, because they're out of shape, or because maybe they're procrastinating, or maybe because they need to understand that they don't know it all, right? We got to reverse their psychology and understand what's going to speak to them. And it's going to be that compelling language that motivates them to take action. And simply just put yourself in their shoes. What got you to take action? That's all I ask myself. What got me to take action on buying my first fitness coach? He picked out my pain points. He came up to me in the gym and he said, hey, your calves are small, and here's a better way to train calves. So what would I do? I'd go make a piece of content. Hey, you're small, and here's a better way to train to get big. Simple as that, right? And be clear. Provide exact next steps for interested prospects to take, right? Be so clear on what the next steps look like. If you're interested, DM me badass for one-on-one coaching, and we'll have a quick conversation to see if you're a good fit to make and then define that transformation they're going to make. So simple. You guys understand that? Step number one, if that makes sense. Step number two, if you're still a bit lost on it. If you're a little bit lost on it, it's probably because you're not locked in, because I don't know how. Awesome. Awesome. So you guys are picking it up. Again, if you guys take action on all of this right here, see, you got the information, but if you're an action taker after this live training today, you're going to become so successful. I'm telling you right now. Because looking back at my journey, okay, the only thing that got me here was action. I didn't know it all at the very beginning. When I started my fitness coaching business, the first couple of people I hired on, I did not think I could help them. For example, Justin Halstead, who lost over 80 pounds with me. And dude, he has spent more than $10,000 in my coaching. He's bought in like 4 programs. Now he's even doing his own fitness coaching business. Like when he was one of the first guys to ever come on my team, I did not think I could help him at all. Literally, I just threw something in place and like, I'm going to try to figure this out. And that's where you got to start. It's seriously where you got to start if you haven't started yet. It's the only way to grow, okay? Pillar number 2 is going to be the high value transformation. Now we're going on to that next step. So now you guys understand the content funnel. Top of funnel content, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Top of funnel, gain awareness and attraction. Middle funnel, educate them and build trust with those people. And then bottom of funnel, get them to take an action. If you incorporate those 3 parts of your funnel in your content every single day and build that up over weeks and months, you're literally going to have an ecosystem that if somebody follows and they get into, it's going to be next to impossible for them not to buy one day. Selling high ticket isn't just expensive fitness coaching. I don't want you to think about that. Selling a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 program, it isn't just putting a high price tag on your fitness coaching. Understand this. It's selling a boutique and efficient process to achieve a massive transformation. Simple as that. Simple as that, man. So let's get into it. So how I charge $3,000 paid in fulls. I want to break this down. Okay, so make sure you listen. What helped me go from selling my coaching for $250 a month to $3,000 paid in fulls in 4 weeks? Literally within 4 weeks, I went from selling $250 a month to $3,000 paid in fulls. It was hard to overcome that limiting mindset that I can make that massive price jump. But as soon as I had a high value transformation in place, it happened. Simply all I did is I looked at the transformation I made over the past 4 years. I reflected on it. And what I reflected on specifically was exactly what helped me make that transformation. I looked at everything, okay? It was morning journaling. It was this certain mindset shift. It was this certain hard truth. It was this type of training, this type of nutrition. It was this type of lifestyle. And all I did is I packaged all of that up, right? I packaged that all up into my service and into a high value transformation. And now I had the step-by-step guide to help somebody accomplish in 6 months what took me 4 whole years to accomplish and learn on my own. And that's what made the $3,000 price tag worth it. Does that make sense? Type a one if that makes sense. I'm going a bit fast. Hey, we'll always have the replay and you can ask the questions at the end. See, isn't it so simple to understand, guys? Good. I'm glad it is, right? If you just take the transformation you have made and you just condense it down into a service that's going to help your people out into a high value offer, and you just effectively communicate it through top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel content, then you can put that $3,000 price tag on that 6 month transformation. Because if you sell 6 months of fitness coaching for $3,000, they're not going to buy into it. Why? Because they can go sign up for somebody else who's providing the same exact service for $250. But if you have a boutique and a unique transformation that pretty much nobody else has, all right, because nobody else has gone through the journey you've gone through, then you can put a $3,000 price tag on it for 6 months because you're condensing down exactly what took you 4 years to do in 6 months. And that's all what money is. If you want to know the psychology behind money, it's literally just solving high value problems, right? The larger problems you can solve, the more money you can make. Simple as that. Then all you have to do is effectively communicate the high value transformation you are providing through a clear and easy to understand offer, which I'll break down here in a moment. But here's the steps to turn your hard work into a high value transformation, service, and offer. Now that you understand how you can put that $3,000 price tag on it, here's how I condense it down, okay? Step number one, define the transformation you have made into one clear sentence. Example, if you used to feel like a bitch deep down, and what helped you get out of that hole, get in shape, and feel like the man, that was the before. The after was, what happened was dialing in your daily routine for success. Then your high value transformation offer could be how I conquered my inner bitch and got dialed. And that's exactly what Mo did when Mo came to me. Yeah, I think he was doing like $1,000 a month, less than that, something like that. He just started his fitness coaching business, right? I ran over his transformation. He said, I used to feel like a bitch. I was insecure. I had bad habits, et cetera, right? And I was in a hole. Life wasn't good. And then what got him in shape, what got him feeling like the man, what changed his life was his daily routine. He started to become more structured, especially with his morning routine, but his daily routine. So the simple line was how I conquered my inner bitch and got dialed. Before and then clear outcome, right? He used to be a bitch. The outcome is conquering that inner bitch, and the mechanism is he got dialed. It's so simple to understand. See, guys? So look at your personal story. Your own transformation journey is the foundation of this offer right here. Okay? You should embody your offer to the deepest extent. I want you to understand that. You should embody your offer to the deepest extent. If your offer is alien to who you are, people are going to look at you. People are going to look at your offer and think to themselves, this doesn't make sense, right? And the whole point of being a coach is providing clarity. So when your offer is clear and then your transformation is clear and it aligns, boom, you got a high value offer. Number two is clear messaging. Distill your transformation into one powerful, memorable sentence. right? Conquered my inner bitch and got dialed. It's so powerful to understand. Somebody's going to read that. And first off, it drives emotion. Inner bitch, right? It drives that emotion. When somebody reads that, they're going to remember Mo's offer forever. And whenever there comes a time where they feel like they're fighting their inner bitch and they don't know what to do, they're going to go to Mo's profile. And even if they don't buy right away, they're going to watch his content. And over time, they're going to get nurtured. And over time, they're going to get to the point where he says the right thing and they're at the right spot in life where they just reach out and they're like, you know what? I'm ready to buy and get dialed. Boom. It's that simple. Emotional connection. Use language that resonates with the feelings your ideal clients experience. That's what we did exactly with inner bitch, right? That's how he felt. He looked in the mirror, he felt like a bitch. And that's how his ideal client is also going to feel. Guys, your ideal client is going to feel, is going to look, is going to be literally just like you. 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 2 years ago, wherever it may be. Your ideal client is you a couple of years ago. It's the past version of yourself. And once you clearly understand that, then again, everything starts to align. And you start to really be able to really speak to your ideal client. Why? Because all you're doing is speaking to the younger version of yourself. Okay, so you need that personal story, that clear messaging, and an emotional connection to put together that simple, high value transformation offer. And then step number two, that is tailor your service to that high value transformation. Now that you're providing more than typical training and nutrition accountability, you should make a short but effective video course providing that mindset coaching, those resources, and that unique process your high ticket paying clients need to make a transformation like yours in no time. And this will save you so much time in the long run, right? What that means is, okay, you take a look at the transformation you've made. You boil it down, right? You look at it step by step, and you simply just put that into a simple video course. It's so simple. It's a 10-minute video on how you start morning journaling. It's a 10-minute video on how you start to track your macros. It's a 10-minute video on the simple mindset shift you made to stop procrastinating, overcome depression, or whatever it may be, to overcome your heartbreak, right? This can be applied to so many different niches. You put these simple videos together. What does it do? It makes your coaching more valuable because you can let them know, hey, we got an entire video course breaking down exactly how to make this transformation step by step. Number two, it saves you a whole bunch of time. So once you start to get these high ticket paying clients in, you don't have to spend all that time running them through it, teaching them it all. It's all in a video course, saving you time, making you more money, allowing you to sign more clients. So number one, create that video course. Develop concise, high quality video content that delivers your unique methodology. Super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple. Always start simple, guys. Just take action. When you guys are action takers, that's how you succeed in life, right? My first video course, it sucked, man. I looked at the videos the other day. I have them on my computer here, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way I sold that. But, I did. I just had to start somewhere because you can only get better if you actually take action. The second you take action, then guess what? You can get better. But if you don't take action, if you just stay stagnant, then there's nothing to improve on, right? So number two, include mindset coaching. Address the mental barriers that prevent most people from achieving their fitness goals. A really important aspect of selling high ticket fitness coaching is to make sure your clients actually embody your offer as well. You can start off with you embodying your offer, but then over the next couple of months, when these people start to pay a lot of money, right? If your bottom of funnel content, which is, showcasing your client wins, showcasing what's going on, doesn't also have clients that embody that offer, embody that high value transformation, then guess what? It's going to still be hard to sign those high ticket fitness clients. So, including this mindset coaching inside of your coaching to help them break down those mental barriers that you faced along the way, really valuable, gets better client success. And number three, provide unique resources. Develop tools, templates, and systems that accelerate your clients' results, right? So, what did I do? I gave them my way to set my goals, right? How did I go about setting goals and how do I go about creating an action plan each and every single day? I thought about it. It was the PR method, right? And I've been implementing that in all of my coaching, my fitness coaching, my mentorship coaching, this entire time. Guess how long it took me to make? 20, 30 minutes. Guess how much it's made me? A shit ton, right? So simple. Okay, number four, streamline your process. Package everything in a way that saves your time while delivering maximum value. Just make it simple. If you try to overcomplicate things, it's going to be hard for people to understand. So sometimes we don't take action because we're trying to overcomplicate it, but I'm telling you, the faster you just take action, first off, it's going to come out so much more simple, but it's going to come out so much more authentic as well. These content courses you create, these resources that you give to your high ticket paying clients, right? just don't overcomplicate. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Type of number one in chat. That makes sense. And if you got a question, you can save it later for the Q&A. 1.5. All right, perfect. Perfect. So step number three to all this though is to communicate the transformation. So once you clearly understand the high value transformation you're providing and exactly how it works, it will be so simple to communicate this through your content, increasing the amount of people actually reaching out. Because people always buy outcomes, not coaching. But also now your sales calls on those, you actually have something of value you can pitch for thousands of dollars. Once you define this high value transformation, you create a clear process to results inside of your service, right? And also just through your understanding. Dude, it's so simple to make content that clearly communicates that. And once you clearly communicate that to your audience, they start to go, oh, I understand exactly how he gets me results now. And then when they hop on the call with you, it's also congruent. What you said in your content is also congruent in your coaching business that you're going to break down when you hop on a sales call with somebody. Because yeah, they're always going to be interested. Hey, how does it work? Okay, let me show you here really quick. They'll be like, oh, okay, his content told me this. His coaching business told me that, right? Makes perfect sense, builds trust, and removes objections because objections are only, guys, understand this, objections only come because they have unanswered questions. And if they have unanswered questions, it's just because you haven't provided clarity. And if you haven't provided clarity on how to achieve the result you're selling, it's because you aren't clear on it. So define this high value transformation. Communicate the transformation. So focus your content on the outcomes and result on the outcomes and results clients will achieve, right? Remember that. In your content, state the outcomes and then the results the clients will achieve. Not just what they get, what they're going to get in the future. Not just what they get to make the transformation, what's going to happen in the future, right? People are buying into your coaching for a self-identity shift, for a better future, not the coaching process. Okay, so use clear, benefit-focused language that speaks directly to your ideal client's desires. Simple as that. And then pitch it with confidence, right? And this is so easy. It's so easy to pitch this with confidence once it's exactly what you've used, right? When you truly believe in the value of your transformation, selling at a premium price becomes natural because you're like, bro, this changed my life. And I know it's going to change yours because you're exactly like I was a couple months ago, a couple years ago. And this is exactly what you need to transform your life in 6 years, versus taking 4 years to figure it out on your own. That's exactly what skyrocketed my coaching business, skyrocketed Mo's as well. I want to focus in on this. Okay, Mo was stuck, barely generating clients, and if he did, they were paying him $200, $250 a month. He was stuck there. Why? Because when people watch this transformation, because he had people watching them for a couple months, maybe even up to a year, those people watching that transformation, they saw step by step like what he did. But then when they looked at his offer, and then when they even hopped on a call with him, it didn't all align. And so guess what? They said, I gotta think about it because they didn't trust it. But as soon as we, okay, define the high value transformation, tailor the service around it, and then the offer was tailored around, exactly the transformation he made, and also the content showcased that as well, right? People hopped on calls, they trusted him, and they bought high ticket. Super simple to understand. That's how you're going to be able to pitch it with confidence. Okay. Structure your sales calls to highlight the unique aspects of your transformation that justify your high ticket pricing. What does that exactly mean? When you get a sales call with somebody and you're selling them the high value transformation, don't talk about all the specifics. Talk about how those specifics help them change, right? Oh yeah, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna start morning journaling, you're gonna start tracking your macros, you're gonna start training. No, guys, listen, okay? I'm gonna give you a little bit too much sauce here for just one moment, okay? There's a little sales. It's my specialty, okay? It's what I really help out my clients with when they get on. You go over like what's going on in their life and you understand it so deeply because that's who you were 6 months ago. Look, bro, I get where you're at, okay? And here's exactly how we're gonna fix that. My PR method is the exact thing that not only helped me overcome my depression, right? My relationship problems, my physique problem, the fact that I couldn't stick to a meal plan, wake up early, get my shit done. And that's exactly what you need in place as well to make this transformation, define it once again, if that makes sense, right? You're just bridging the gap between where they are and where they want to go with that one specific thing you did as well to make that transformation. I hope that makes sense. You can ask the questions later. Let's go into pillar 3, which is going to be the acceleration acquisition system. Okay. So this is going to be all about how to actually accelerate getting those DMs, booking them in on calls, and signing them. And before I go on here really quick, I want to check in with you guys. How are you guys feeling today? Are you guys ready to take some action after this call? Become an action taker, become successful. If you are, count action. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go, Paul. Ready to make it? Hell yeah. Cooper, let's go. Let's go. Okay. Looks like some of you guys are ready to take action. Let's see it though. So, pillar number 3, the fitness coaches who haven't made a sale or stuck between that $3,000 to $5,000 a month mark are there not because their content and not because they don't have a high value service to provide, but because they are relying on people to just reach out for help. Does that make sense? So simple to understand. You guys who haven't made a sale, you guys who are stuck between 3 to 5,000, it's not because of your content. If it is, well, guess what? I just gave you everything. It's not because you don't have a high value service to provide. And if it is, guess what? I just gave you everything. But it's because you're probably just relying on people to just reach out. You're relying on these fat people, these skinny people, these people with low confidence, just to reach out to some random person online and sign up for the fitness coaching. See, when I put it in that context, doesn't it kind of make you feel a little bit dumb? I'm sorry, but I had to realize that. Makes you feel a little bit dumb. But I'm gonna lay it all out for you, okay? And once you implement this, once you take action on it, I'm telling you right now, DMs every single day. They're gonna be flooded. It's gonna be to the point where you can be like, holy shit, there's too many people to text. I gotta quit my job for this. Ari had to do that as well. He was taking sales calls at work. It was so funny. But by the way, boys, yeah, drop a fuck yeah in the chat if this is the best off you ever got. And I want to hear. I know I just did action. I know I keep asking you guys a lot of questions, but I want to check in. Drop a fuck yeah in the chat if this is the best off you ever got for free. Let's hear it. Fuck yeah, let's go, baby. Good, good, guys. I told you guys. See, I live up to my promise. When I say something, this is what I always say. Being a man is living up and sticking to your word. I told you guys this was going to be the best decision you ever made. This is going to be the best sauce you ever heard. And look at it. Let's go. All right, boys, let's get into it. So if you don't have a client acquisition system in place, you probably feel like this right now. You feel like it goes to your audience, right? You see 100 views in your story, yet for weeks and months, nobody's reaching out. Creating content that gets views but doesn't generate no real business interest, right? Without the client acquisition system, that's what you're going to be doing. Just creating content that gets views but not generating no real business interest. Okay. Also, you're probably burnt out from posting too much. Posting once a day, maybe twice a day. Some guys even posting 5 times a day. You're posting on your stories because that's what people online told you to do. Guys, it's so simple. Just upload on your stories. Guys, it's so simple. Just post your content. And then eventually you'll get people to reach out. Partially, yeah, it is actually that simple. All right. But you also need this simple system in place to actually convert those eyeballs into people interested, hopping on calls, and potentially buying. But yeah, you're probably feeling like you're having no return in your bank account despite your consistent efforts. I know that feeling. Right? I remember it was during my bodybuilding prep. You know, hey, my coaching business is doing all right. I was actually stuck between that $3,000 to $5,000 a month mark before I ever had a client acquisition in place. And like, guys, I was pushing myself to the extreme every day. I was up at 5 a.m. I was spending money on my coach. I was spending money on getting ready for prep. Literally, I also, I had a bad falling out in a relationship that, to this day, it still pains me at the time. Um, because I was just like putting so much in, but I was getting nothing out. And it was a really bad time of life. I think there was a video actually uploaded on my YouTube saying, why I'm dropping out. It may still be there. I may have taken it down. If you want to see it, just send me a DM if I did take it down. But I made this video talking about why I'm dropping out of prep, and it literally you can just see I was burnt out. I was putting so much in each and every single day. By the way, I was even full-time online fitness coach at the time. I didn't have a job to go to at that time, and I was still in that spot where I was putting so much in and not getting a lot out. Like 3 to 5 is it's all right, but it's still not enough to live a really good life. Okay. So this is important and confused on exactly what to put in place to consistently acquire new clients without relying on chance. This is going to help you out. So let's get into it. So if your goals are to make online coaching your full-time job, right? You want to place your 9 to 5 with a business you're passionate about. You want to scale up to $10,000 and beyond, create a sustainable 6-figure coaching business. And you want to make this business model be the one that allows you to live your dream life like it has done for me. Online fitness coaching got me out of Miami, bought me a nice car, helped me, travel to Thailand. Like it's changed my life. And you want to have freedom. You want to have impact as well, which is a great feeling. And then financial abundance. If these are your goals right here, then without a client acquisition system, all of the people looking for help are going to be signing up with your competition. Think about that. There's going to be other people out there less credible than you, less intelligent than you, less driven than you, less in shape than you, signing up the clients that could be yours because you have a client acquisition in place. So the solution is the simple two-part client acquisition system that helps you accelerate to 10 high-ticket fitness coaching clients as fast as possible. And again, that's 3K plus per client. So let's break it down. Part number one is the autopilot conversion accelerator. Most coaches struggle to acquire clients because of a lack of awareness and trust. Let me break that down. Most people struggle to get inbound DMs and struggle to spark conversations inside the DMs because their audience lacks awareness. I'll break it down once again if you were on last month's live training on who you are, what do you do, why do you do it, and how do you do it. They lack awareness on that. If somebody heavily understands and deeply understands, who are you, right? Who is Cole? What does he do? What does Cole exactly do for people? Why does he do it as well? What's his backstory? What's his mission? Right? You're passionate about this, you're on a mission. And also, how do you do it? How exactly have you achieved your transformation? And how do you help out me achieve my transformation? And that also just builds trust alone. The more awareness they have, the more trust they're also going to have around who you are, what do you do, why do you do, and how do you. Once you clearly translate that, man, they're going to trust you so much. So to solve this, we create a long form YouTube video to drive your short form audience too, which pre-sells a viewer, not only on you, but also your offer, fixing that lack of awareness and trust most coaches have, right? So Google did a study. It takes around 7 hours of somebody watching your content to make a buying decision. And so if you're just relying on Instagram, it's going to take a long time to convert your eyeballs into buyers. That's why this is called the acceleration client acquisition system, where you're looking to accelerate that buying process. And we simply fix that by creating a YouTube video that is going to build that awareness and build that trust around who you are, what do you do, why do you do it, and how do you do it. Then we link that video in your bio and in your stories a couple times a week to ensure your audience watches that conversion mechanism so their awareness around your offer is high and you have increased their content consumption to increase their trust. Increasing trust is that simple. If you guys are getting objections, if you guys got viewers, followers, but they aren't buying, it's just because they don't trust you. And it's not because you aren't trustworthy. It's just because you haven't translated that trust to the person on the other side of the screen yet with enough long form content. So increasing trust to get those high ticket paid in fulls is simple. It's just watch time. So this is that autopilot conversion mechanism right here. It's the long form video strategy. This is what we did for Ari. Create a comprehensive YouTube video that introduces you and your story, right? They need to know where you're from. What was your story? Where are you now? Who you are. Explains your unique methodology, how you do it, right? They got to understand how you get the results you get, how you've made the transformation you've gotten. If they don't fully understand it, they're still scratching their head wondering, how does he get results? Also, guess what it does? It makes them think they're incapable of achieving results like you, right? If they don't clearly understand that process that you've used over the past 6 months to transform your life, then it makes them feel incapable of getting like you. And the whole reason they would be buying your coaching is because they want to get like you, physically, mentally, whatever it may be, right? They want to become more like you. But if they can't clearly understand it, then they're going to separate themselves from you. But you want them to relate to you. So explain your unique methodology. Showcase client results too. Showcase people who are embodying that unique methodology. If you don't have any, that's fine. Still showcase your own. That's all you need to start. That's where I started. Okay? And then pre-sell your high ticket offer. What does that mean? You go over a clear process to results that stems from, once again, the high value transformation. That's why I went over that first. Because once you understand that, then you can create that clear process of results. And then once you simply just break that down, 5-10 minutes inside of this video, that's going to pre-sell your high ticket offer. Okay? And then build deep trust through extended watch time. So this video is going to be anywhere from 20, 30, it can be even up to 40 minutes long as it's jam-packed with value. And they're going to be sitting there watching you for 20, 30, 40 minutes, increasing their watch time, building their trust, right? And also building awareness. And that's exactly what you need to drive conversion. And so Ari almost hit $10,000 in his first month doing this shit right here. This right here is exactly this long form video strategy, right? In 10 days, it got almost 4,000 views. It's got calls being booked in each and every single day from it. Before that, lack of calls, reaching out to people. Where this right here is converting all those eyeballs into people actually booking in calls. Okay, so this is the long form video strategy. If you got more questions about it, we'll answer at the end. But let's go into that part number 2, which is Instagram stories has your money. Instagram stories is where 99% of all revenue in this business model is generated. And without the correct story flow each and every single week, your DMs will be looking drier than a Sahara Desert, right? Where do people reach out? Inside the DMs. But do they just randomly reach out, or do they watch your story and slide up? They watch your story and slide up. So Instagram stories has your money. And I want to break down how to do these Instagram stories, right? To get the money Instagram story owes you, just post this every single week. First off, your daily life. Showcase what you're already doing to get in shape, okay? And all of you guys who have questions, make sure you stay to the end. We'll be answering them. But showcase your daily life. Showcase what you're already doing. See, there's content. You're already living a life. Just share it. Talking head content. Just talk to your people. Right? How do you build that trust? You talk to them each and every single day. I always ask this question. Would you give $1,000 to your best friend? Or would you give $1,000 to some random person on the street if you had to make a decision? You're going to give it to your best friend. But then do the reverse psychology. Why would you give it to him? Because you trust him more. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen with that $1,000. First off, it's going to somebody you like. Second off, if there's agreement that, he's going to provide you equal value back, maybe he's going to pay you back or do something for you, you trust him. So you need to talk to your audience so you start to build a relationship, like a best friend relationship. You simply just do that by talking to your camera. Couple more CTAs, clear call to actions that guide followers to make the next steps, right? People need exact step-by-step instructions on what to do next. If they don't have it, then guess what? They're not going to reach out. Polls are a great way and a big part of this client acquisition system to generate inbound, or I shouldn't say inbound leads, but like DM conversations all of the time, right? You throw up these polls each and every single day, ask them simple questions. They're going to answer. All you do is slide up, send them a quick message, spark a conversation around it. There's nothing wrong with that. Spark that conversation. This is all just about sparking those convos, because the faster you start sparking those convos, the sooner you can actually start pitching those calls. Couple other things, Q&As, extremely important. Again, why do people not buy? Because they have unanswered questions. So by doing Q&As at least once or twice a week, you answer the questions that are unanswered in your audience. Extremely important to build that trust, and then also present your expertise. And then link that long form conversion accelerator each and every single day. I would say that if you're really trying to make some money fast, just link it each and every single day. If somebody asks a question, hey man, I'm struggling to get in shape and overcome blah, blah, blah. I have the perfect thing for you. Right here, I dropped a full free training on exactly how I overcame that struggle as well and achieved that outcome that you want to achieve. Like, oh, thank you. They go watch it. Boom. You got a client acquired, right? You nurture them, they're going to reach out. So it's really simple to understand when you put it in this, the client acquisition system. You create that long form YouTube video that's going to break down who you are, what do you do, why do you do it, and how do you do it. And then you do these Instagram stories each and every single day, right? Because that is like that middle of funnel part when it comes to the coaching business, right? Again, when we're going over that content funnel, you got top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. That top of funnel is going to generate the views. Those views are going to start watching your Instagram stories. Middle of funnel content is pretty much these Instagram stories right here, right? And if you're missing out on Instagram stories, you're missing out on middle of funnel content, hence why you're not generating any DMs and clients, right? And then bottom of funnel content is going to be that video sales letter we mentioned above, right? Go back to that once again, right up here, that long form video. This is going to be the bottom of funnel. That's going to give them a hard call to action, an offer breakdown. They're going to clearly understand what their next steps are. And that's how you complete the top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel. And you'll see that high value transformation in place. See, it's so simple once you put it all together, right, guys? What do you guys think? Drop a W if that's so simple to understand. All right, so now I'm going to break down how Ari, my mentorship client, went from pretty much zero to $9.3 thousand in the month of May 2025 with his online fitness coaching business. This is his Instagram profile right here. This is where all of the leads came from. He has 3,757 followers. So this right here is his Notion dashboard. Every single one of my one-on-one clients gets one of these. And whenever we hop on a call, we're defining what our next steps are. So this is the part where I can give each of my clients custom implementation like we did for Ari right here. But I'll take you through exactly what we did. Our current goals this month are 10,000 cash collected, at least 20,000, generated Accelerator. We have some life goals, close rate, book calls, etc. But what really matters is what we did in that first call. So when he came in on that first call, he was a little bit lost, directionless. He had a mentor that he bought for $7,000, and he just totally led him the wrong way, trying to get him to run ads to a content ecosystem that didn't even generate any cash, any revenue on its own. So I said, cut the abs, let's get this going, okay? So I took track of where he was at the moment. He said $3,000 in 4 weeks, but he was actually spending over $2,000 on ads. That's why I said he was like next to zero. He was working his job at the time, actually ever since, then. He started with me August 28th. He quit his job around 27 days after, I believe. But he had mostly cold outbound leads, a little amount of inbound leads. We took a little over his personal journey. And the first thing we did was craft a video sales letter strategy. So remember how I said that autopilot conversion video, right? That YouTube video? That's what we did for R right here. I actually showcased it on that live training. And as you see, if you come over to this Instagram, we tap the link. It's going to drive his audience straight to that long form YouTube video, which we broke down specifically for him if this ever loads. But coming back over here, we pretty much went through and scripted out the entire video scene for scene and then what he would say so that it would speak to his ideal client, and then he went ahead and execute on it. My editor edited it up for him. We threw it up to YouTube, and that got 4,000 views in 2 weeks, and this has been generating him clients each and every single day alongside the story flow we have implemented and in the short form content ecosystem we have going on right over here, right? So we broke it exactly down, some references. Call 2, went over his new pricing. So now he's selling his 3 months for $2K, his 6 months for $3K. Going over his sales process, investment pitch. Then we create some pre-call assets. And then call 3 over here, we went through some other things inside the sales process. But yeah, always been ripping it. As you see, we went through this entire video and broke it down for him. Got the unique mechanism right in place and the pitch at the very end. And then that's been crushing. It was simple as that. He just came into the mentorship, doing the same things he's pretty much already doing, yet we just added in the systems that helped me get to 10,000, then 20, then 30, then 40,000 into his business as well. And it brought him from like pretty much next to zero to almost a $10,000 month within 30 days. Then he was able to quit his job. And now, as you can see now, he's literally just living his life as a full-time online fitness coach each and every single day, which is awesome. Getting some time out there in the sun. Being able to really focus on his personal growth, and that's where the online fitness coaching business truly accelerates, is when you're able to go full-time, because you start making $2,000-$3,000 a month, and we're able to replace your full-time job with it. And then now you can just focus fully on your personal development, which is #1 priority as a fitness coach. But you already have years of experience, you already have years of skill set that you can literally just put into these systems and generate cash from, and that will help you, replace your 9 to 5 and go all in on your own business. But guys, it was literally as simple as that. We implemented a couple things, and then everything changed for him. Dialed in the sales process, dialed in the client acquisition, but really dialing in that conversion mechanism as well, making something specific for him, for my expertise and my experience in the past, just absolutely helped him rip. And this video, that's going to be an evergreen video. It's going to be continuously generating him views to his YouTube channel, but then also they're going to be coming over here to book in a call with him. And they're going to get on a call, and if they're right fit, well, they're going to buy his program, and if not, then, they aren't, and they're not going to waste their time, and they're going to stay in the loop, continue to get nurtured, and then buy in when the time is right. So, look, guys, if you are looking to start or scale your online fitness coaching business, I'm going to leave a Calendly link down in the description below where you can book in a one-on-one call with me to see if you're right fit for PR Accelerator. We have a whole community of men over here. We do 3 weekly group calls each and every single week, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. We have a private WhatsApp for everybody to connect together. We're hosting a mastermind out here in Miami on August. We have the entire video course laid out, everything you need to know, and then you're going to have your one-on-one client dashboard where I'm going to run you through the 10 calls to 10K over 6 months to get you to $10,000 a month as an online fitness coach. We are here to fucking win. And if you know deep down that you are a winner and you want to get around winners and make major progress in life, then we want you on the team, and we want to also put you in a spot to be able to transform other people's lives. The main reason I got in the mentorship is because I could no longer handle all my clients. I couldn't keep helping all these people out who wanted to become badass. So I said to myself, how do I create, 10 of me? I said, I'm going to mentor other fitness coaches to help them spread their message, scale their business so they can get more people in shape and spread a better message of becoming masculine, upgrading, and not being fat, and actually getting in shape and doing something with yourself in this world, right? And so that's why we started the mentorship, and now we have, over 10 coaches making money in their online fitness coaching business. Everybody, anywhere from maybe they had, 1,000, 2,000 followers up to 15,000 followers. No matter where they started, we were able to help them out
And if you want help starting or scaling an online fitness coaching business as well, and you're ready to do it the badass way, then book in that call with me down below. Prices go up each and every single month. So if you're watching this right now, make sure you lock in a price and make sure you lock in a call with me. I'd love to see you on the call and love to have you on the team. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll catch you later. Deuces.